take a look at Overdose. So this one is tuned down or quarter step, and I'll have a link for that tuner in the description. So Malcolm's going to start this one off with this full B chord played up here in the first and second position. So we've got our middle finger on the second fret of the A string, our first finger's on the first fret of the D, our third finger's on the second fret of the G string, then we have an open B string, and our pinky's on the second fret of the little E string. So we have that chord there. So the beginning of this one, really before it gets going, is you're going to hear this. You're going to hear second fret on the A string, and then we're going to pick the G, B, and E. All right, and then we palm mute that with our hand, and then you're going to hear this. Second fret on the A string to an open B string. And then you hear that little incidental note here. I don't know if Malcolm's doing that or Angus, but it's right there on the fret itself. It's neither, doesn't sound like it's neither an F or an F sharp. But anyway, then we're going to go back into the song. So second fret on the A string, and then we're going to pick the G, B, and E again. And then we're going to go to a full E chord, and now we're going to pick the open E string, and then the G, B, and E strings again, and let them ring out just like we did the B chord. And then go back to B again. All right, and then we just kind of hit that E chord and then palm mute it. Now we're going to go back to that same thing, B to E, and we're going to pick those same notes until the chord progression gets going. So the chords are going to be B, D, and E. Now we're just going to play that pretty much throughout this entire song until we get to the part that's after the guitar solo, where we go back to B and E again, and we're going to pick some of those notes. But as we move into the chorus, this is the only real difference here, is we're going to play this B chord to E, and then we'll go to D, so it'll be something like this. And then we just go back into that main chord progression. So we'll skip over the solo because it's just those same chords, and we'll get toward the end of the song, about a minute left, where we go back to this B and this E chord again, and I'll show you how I think he's picking those strings on those chords. Alright, so to wrap this one up, we're going to come out of that chorus for the last time. Instead of going to this B power chord, we're going to go back to the B that we started the beginning of the song with, in this E chord. And we're going to play those really until we get to the end of the song, and we're going to pick those notes in those chords almost the same, but the pattern's going to change slightly 2 additional times as we head into the end of the song. So coming out of the chorus, we're going to have this. And then we're going to go to this B. Alright, now that's how we played it at the beginning. It's going to play that a couple of times, and then that picking pattern is going to change a little bit. So we're still going to start with our 2nd fret on the A string, that B note, play that G, B, and E. Then we're going to hit the E, B, and G on the way back up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the E chord. Alright, now the picking pattern is going to change once again right at the very end. So we're still going to start off on that 2nd fret on that A string, that B note there. And we're going to play that, the G, B, and E. Then we're going to play the E, B, and G, the E, B, and G, the E, B, and G to the 2nd fret on the A string. So something like this. And then we're going to do that same thing on the E chord. Except we're going to end that on that 2nd fret on the D string, which is the E note, instead of the E string. So all together we're going to have. Alright, now this is picked pretty fast, and it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's going on. It might be a slight variation of that, but it's something along those lines. Then at the very end, we're just going to do this. We're going to be on this B chord, and we're just going to slow the picking down. Right, and then just kind of end it on that B chord, just strumming up and down on that, and then the final B chord on the downstroke. So anyway, that's it for Overdose. We'll see you guys next time.